It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry. 5 days since you laughed at me, saying get back together, come back and see me. 3 days since the living room. I realized it's all my fault but couldn't tell you. Yesterday you'd forgiven me, but it'll still be 2 days till I say I'm sorry.
Hold it now and watch the hoodwink. Does it make you stop think? You'll think you're looking at Aquaman. I summon fish to the dish, although I like the chalet Swiss. I like the sushi cause it's never touch a frying pan. Hot like wasabi.
Hello,
when I
Redbirds,
rock
and
mine.
welcome to
Speak like
week
the
11
Empire, because I'm all about value.
of our semester. The semester is almost over, a couple more weeks, and then you'll head off for your Thanksgiving breaks. But we have a few things to take care of before then. First off, let's talk about the debates. They are over. You can breathe a sigh of relief. Overall, everybody did well. I hope you got a good understanding of how to conduct a good research, find credible and reliable sources, and then articulate the information back to your classmates. And your videos, the second videos were an improvement from your first videos, so that's a very successful venture. Thank you all for taking the advice and making your videos brighter so we can see your faces. And even a couple of you did yours outdoors with the natural light, and I think it worked really well. Especially a couple of the responses were the same way. You got outside your quarantined or your isolated environment of school and found a new place to learn, and that is a very positive thing to take from this. So let's talk positive risk. Most of what we talk about throughout the semester is on how risk affects us in a negative way. What risks you take or end up in a bad way. We talk about food, and we start to get in. We finish off food this week. But we talk about foodborne illnesses. It's a risk you take. You go to a church potluck and you're eating the potato salad that has not been on ice and the bacteria grows, and that's a risk you take when you eat it. But there's positive risk too, and I hope I've gotten that out before now. If not, shame on me for not talking about it. But your decisions you make also can lead to positive risks. And the most common idea of a positive risk is financially. So when somebody plays the stock market, you take a risk, and yes, you could lose your money, but also the other side of that risk is that you're making money on your investment, and then you can cash out and you get a positive gain. Another very simple way to think about it is a risk that you take that is the idea of the positive outcome is buying a new puppy. Buying a puppy is a risk. We all want that dog to be there forever and become a family pet or a companion, and that's the positive risk you're looking forward to when you buy a puppy. But what comes with the risk of buying a puppy is damaging your house, or accidents on the floor, or maybe the dog just not fitting with your family. That's the negative risk. But when you go buy the puppy, you're not thinking about the negative risk. You're only thinking about the positive side of that dog. Same thing with having a baby. When two people come together and decide to have a baby, we think about the positive things in life, building your family, expanding on that, keeping it, moving forward and building a new life. You don't think about, you think about, but the negative risks of it, of the financial, of the cost of a child, they come into play, but they don't outweigh the positive risks of having kids. So there are positive risks in life, and I want you to go out and always, seize the day, as they say. One door closes, another one opens. Opportunity never knocks twice. Yada yada yada. It's positive risks. Taking a new job in a new city, away from your friends and family, is a scary thing, but it's a positive risk that you want to take. Prime example here: first snowfall of the year. We're getting a couple inches today. It is a weather-related risk that I knew we were taking moving to Wisconsin. That's also why I now have a $900 snowblower in my garage. Never needed that in Illinois. It never got bad enough. Here, knowing we had to do it, it's a cost that we had planned for moving up here in July. We knew we were going to have to get it and have one available just in case. Now, last winter, my sister also lives up here, but last winter was a mild winter. So, I look forward to a little bit more snowfall this winter. So, again, a risk of taking a new job in a new environment and moving my family. My children start school tomorrow. That's the first day this entire semester that they have been in school. Both a positive and a negative risk. The negative risk, obviously, in the COVID pandemic environment, we send our children to a classroom. They are taking precautions and they're doing the best they can, but it's a respiratory illness that is spread through the air and by touch. It's not something you're going to prevent 100% unless you're in a clean room. But the positive risk of this is that my kids are going back and socializing. They're leaving this house. They're not cooped up anymore. They're seeing other people than just their brothers and sisters and their parents. So although there is the risk that they could catch the virus, there's the same risk that they could catch the flu or chickenpox or measles and mumps, all the other childhood illnesses that are still present. They haven't gone away. COVID-19 didn't come in and kill all those. These are all still here, and there's still a risk, but less so because we have a vaccine or we have treatments for it. But the positive side is our children are going back and socializing. They're learning to be together again. They're back in a classroom, and parents are getting a relief, whether it's stay-at-home moms and dads that have been trying to work and stay at home and becoming overstressed, or a working mom and dad that now know that their children are going to go to a safe place where they're supposed to be. It relieves a large amount of stress. Now, how long are we going to be in? Hopefully the rest of the year. We'll see. You can see on the COVID-19 front, states across the country are spiking again. That's the winter spike that everybody talked about. Chicago, I think, has had a large spike in cases, and it'll filter throughout the rest of the state. But Chicago being the highly populated area, St. Louis will come. But Wisconsin has been a hotbed of COVID-19. And you're going to have that because winter is going to push people indoors, and it's just more viruses thrive in the winter because it's closed, non-air out, airy spaces, and there's nothing you can do about it. So this week, like I said earlier, we're going to finish off our food risks. There's two subjects, and then we move on to medical and dietary supplements next week, so that they kind of tie in together. But we'll talk about medicine, but more specific on the different types of risk when you go to the doctor, and what risks you're trying to prevent going to the doctor. And that's in your medical screenings and mammograms and prostate exams and all that. You're preventing risks, and that's all falls under the medicine. But as I said, we finish off our food risks this week. Quiz number 3 will be this week, and it'll be over food. So your quiz number 3 will be over food. The last couple lectures. And then look for, that will be on Wednesday to Sunday, as always. And then be looking for our Halloween extra credit. Our Halloween extra credit will be posted by Wednesday, and it'll be open for a week and a half. So it'll be open before Halloween, and then it'll also be open a week after Halloween, because that, as you'll see with the assignment, it's going to involve you and what you did for Halloween and risks. And I will get the assignment up, and hopefully it'll be pretty clear on what is expected of you, and that will be worth 1%. And now you may be saying that's not a lot. The extra credit is weighted just like your classes. So as the extra credit points build up, they're worth a total of 3%. of your overall grade. This one assignment, if you do it, you'll get 1% added to your grade and extra credit at the end of the semester. So if you're a math major, that's 4% extra credit so far that you'll be able to build up. Also, in looking forward to next week, which is week 12, we will have our test number 3. So test number 3 will be next week, and then also your final project instructions will be posted next week. Also, more than likely, I will do a video like this. I am going to do an example project so you can see what it would look like, what I'm looking for, and I'll do a video explaining that. That will come by next week, and that will be due by the last day of the semester. So you'll have 4 full weeks to work on it, and you can turn it on in any time. And the expectation is I will give you for resubmissions, so you could submit, and I will look at it one time, give you some feedback, and then allow you to resubmit. And I will allow, again, all the instructions will be posted up in the actual assignment, because there will be cutoffs to all of that, so you have to pay attention to it. And then finally, one of the things that I have been doing, and I hope you've been paying attention, is giving you a great musical selection during these intro videos. And if you haven't figured it out, those will come into play eventually. So you should be paying attention to what songs I play in the intro and who is the artist. That's all I'm going to say on that. But as we move forward, there'll be a couple more opportunities for extra credit. And as I said, up to 4% this year, up to 4% will be added to your grade at the end of the semester if you complete all of the extra credit in full. And now remember, quiz number 1 is now added to extra credit. So if you didn't do quiz number 1, there's no way you're going to get all 4%. But if you did do quiz number 1, the ultimate percentage could be 4 if you got 100% on that quiz. Finally, I end on, it is on 2 points. It is Halloween week, which is a great time of the year. Be safe, be smart in your choices, but I want you to have fun. I know college and Halloween is just, it's a time of debauchery. I was there for 5 years. I know, I understand, and I want you to enjoy yourself and be safe. Don't let COVID-19 be the excuse that you miss out on normalcy. My children will go trick-or-treating on Saturday. It's a part of their life. It's a part of their childhood. We bought the costumes. We're going to carve pumpkins. We are treating this as a normal holiday because it is. Again, Halloween, you're not indoors, you're outdoors, you're walking around. And so if you see some young kids trick-or-treating and you got some extra candy, throw it at them. It's important that the younger kids get some normalcy out of everything that's going on in society. Number 2 is register to vote. If you have not done so, I need you to register to vote. I need you to go vote, cast your voice. I've said it before. You may not think that your voice counts in the presidential election. There's just too many people. It's too big. It's not necessarily where your voice counts. Your voice counts at the local election. And if you don't do it now, go back home. Understand who you're electing in the local politics. Understand who the governors being elected, your state senators, your state representatives. Those are people that you can directly influence what happens. Your mayor, your township, your board of education, all of those are a reason to vote, to have a say in what goes on. I can't stress it enough. Again, this is non-political. I don't care if you're blue, if you're red, if you're green, whatever libertarian color is. I'm not really sure. Whatever third-party color you want to be. Just vote, register, because you cannot be, and I cannot stress this enough, if you don't make an effort to change something, you cannot complain about it. And I know people want to argue that all the time, but if there's an election and you don't cast your vote, you don't get to complain about the outcome. Unfortunately, you were given the opportunity to change the outcome, and you chose not to. So you don't get to complain about it. That's why I vote every year, every election year, and then I pay attention to the off-election year cycles for local elections and state and senator elections, just because if I don't at least try to change it, I can't complain about it. And that's a point I think a lot of people miss, is that if you don't attempt to change it and one vote is an attempt to change it, you can't complain about it. So be safe in week 11. Halloween's around those corners. Make sure you take lots of pictures. Extra credit assignment will be up, and you'll understand why you want those extra pictures. But be safe. If the weather's turning, I hope you guys are ready for it. I've seen lots of questionable costumes in Illinois State before in some cold weather. Let's not catch a cold just to prove a point. Remember that too. Don't catch a cold just to prove a point. Be safe, and we will meet up again next week.